Let me just there's some weird things going on, right? 1 second. So I don't know if you guys know who's this Twitter is. Okay, it's Sav's. All right, joined January 2021. Okay, so I don't know if you guys knew the date of when he had passed, but this is after he'd passed away. So you go to his Twitter, which is linked to his Twitch page, and it also says this. We did some searching with his name to try and find obituaries and stuff. I know, like I said, this is weird. Everything says to me that he's not actually dead. But there's also this weird shit that ran me to DeLong. Now we had this for a while, and this was literally 2 weeks ago, right? It was something that me and Rami talked about a while ago, that we sort of questioned how it all went down and how it was weird with whatever. But you know, when something happens, you need to respect to an extent, you know, what's happened, even if you don't agree with that shit. But essentially, someone's been on his Discord, either him, which is the most probable thing, or somehow someone had hacked it or something. But obviously that doesn't make sense considering the 2021 changes here, right? So we're sort of left at a point where we believe, well, I've got no doubt, to be honest, that this was all faked. So there's like a 0.0000001% chance that someone hacked into this account and just messaged Rami when these two were, you know, close and they were boys and whatnot. But you know, it's some pretty fucked up shit, chat. So you know, that's something that we've been dwelling on for a while, and I think some people didn't want to talk about it, but it's something that needs to come out, considering how shitty 2020 was. You know, even people had blamed. There's a lot of finger pointing and shit. You know what I mean, about why people are doing stuff and whatnot. But you know, it needed to be said, because I know there'd be people out there that have felt fucking shitty, like really bad, because I know what it was like, man. From Wreckful to Blue, and then, you know, anybody else that had passed, like there was days that I felt like absolute dog shit, right? I was like, I legitimately felt like my soul was fucking hurt, okay? And I can imagine people that were around Sav would have felt the exact same. But you know, from what it looks like, it was you know, a shitty situation where he faked it and just sort of scooted on. I mean, it's you know, I don't see that as like, you know, so we had the doubts, right, that like it's still possible that he had died, but you know, with that sort of shit, it's very, 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 very unlikely, right? Very unlikely. So, you know, we thought we'd bring it up and sort of go over what is, you know, what the evidence is, essentially. I mean, it's pretty much 100%, right? It's pretty much 100%. But I don't know. I didn't know how to break this. I don't know how to say this shit. You know, and I think everyone was sort of in the same boat, which is why we sat on it for a while, because it's like, it's pretty crazy thing, dude. It's a pretty crazy thing. But at the end of the day, I think everyone would say, you know, we'd be glad that he isn't dead. While it is the fucking shittiest thing you could do to people, especially with how bad 2020 was. I mean, it is what it is, right? I don't know how to feel about it. But you know, it's like I said, it's very fucking weird. But yeah, you know, I don't know if anybody else in the community had got messages and didn't speak about it or anything like that, but yeah, man, like I remember hearing watching the clips of like shots and stuff, and you know, you can listen to somebody and you feel like crying because you can feel the pain, you know what I mean? And that's some shit that was happening. And with how shitty 2020 was, and I know how shit shots felt towards the end of the year.
Hello, sir. Fine, sir.
With how shit shots felt in particular, and other people as well. You know, I don't know. It's just like I'm sure there's people out there that would be relieved that it didn't happen, and I'm sure there's hatred, but I think it's better for you to dislike somebody or feel hate for someone doing something than it is to have to mourn them. You know what I mean? As fucked up as that is, you know what I mean? Like it's a lot easier to move on from someone when something is cunt like than it is for them to actually be fucking dead. You know what I mean? So. But yeah, that's how it is, my dudes. People were putting the blame on the whitelist removal too. Well, particularly me. I know people would blame me, but I also know the people when shit like that happens. You know, you feel miserable. At the end of the day, it's people will say shit when they are quote unquote mourning that they when they think about they don't necessarily mean. That would be somewhat irrational, and I can understand that. So you know, it's fucked up that it happened, but at the same time, we're not to blame for this. So I'm not going to judge somebody, even if they're a Reddit retard. I'm not going to judge them for, you know, that sort of shit. I think it's fair to not do that. So, you know, when people are fucked up in the head like that, shit like that is just said. So. Well, that's the weirdest thing I've ever had to say on my stream chat. So, there you go, boys. Didn't expect it. I was sus from the beginning. Like I said, you can't just be like, hey, that guy isn't dead, Omega lol. You know what I mean? It's really fucked up to. It naturally feels uncomfortable to question things, right? Especially when somebody you think has passed away. It's just one of those things that I understand that you wouldn't. It's just weird to question it. You feel uncomfortable to do it, and it's okay to feel like that. But I mean, for the future, I think we might have to start questioning shit when it's a little iffy, I guess. Because I mean, you know, I like I said, I look through obituaries and shit like that to try and find anything about his name, because we got the name through other means of other people. Obviously, we're not going to say that, but I couldn't find a thing, and that was around his location and shit like that. We could never find that. My logic is, you know, I used to play COD, you know, pretty hardcore, and there would be people that would cheat and whatnot in there, and they'd essentially ghost. And some people had actually done that prior, and that's why I felt like this could be weird. But I don't know. It's just it is what it is, I guess. But you know, it's out of the bag now, so.